I'm a big fan of anime, slice of life related, and on top of that, if there's some food involved, obviously I'm gonna watch it. Some of my favorite, of course, they're going to be isekai, but mostly slice of life, Restaurant in Another World, and Isekai Izakaya. Those are two of my favorite like food related slice of life anime. Weirdly enough, isekai. An anime that's been released this season is called Bartender, Glass of God, and I was very curious about this one because I recently made a short. Well, it's not recently, more like last year. I made a short talking about 3 anime that made me really want to drink alcohol. And even though me drinking alcohol, my consumption has become a lot less, I still, you know, dabble with it every once in a while. Now, this anime in particular follows a bartender, and I should look at the names, holy shit. This anime follows 2 co-workers, which is Miwa and Yukari. And right now, they are helping the Hotel Cardinal where they work at to find a bartender to bartend. There is a high requirement required from the owner of the hotel. He wants the bartender to be able to supply them with a glass of God. Now, what exactly is a glass of God? The glass of God is being able to give a drink to your customer knowing exactly what they need. Even if they ask for a particular drink, you'll be able to satisfy them based off of their mood, based off how their day was, just off of looking and talking to them and asking them what they want. This is a tall ask. They've been doing a lot of trials and errors with different bartenders, and not a lot of them hit the mark. But they recently run into a bar where they meet Sasakura, and he is the man that was able to provide them with a glass of God. But unfortunately, he is not taking up the bartending job because he already has one, so he has no reason to pick up another job at the hotel. He kind of wants to stay where he is. And essentially this follows Sasakura kind of bartending and providing drinks to his customers, and you hear like different stories of how their day is or their situations and how he's able to have them relax with the drinks that he provides them, and even providing story and historical meaning to the drinks that he's providing them. I kind of like that this is very story driven as well. It's actually following a timeline versus just a bunch of short stories. It's actually Miwa and Yukari building this friendship with Sasakura. Even though they're trying to hire him, at the same time, they just constantly go to the bar just to hang out with him and to talk to him and to get a lot of knowledge. They go on trips together. They go on trips together with other bartenders, and it's just a fun, easygoing anime. But what really captivates me about this anime is mostly the fact Sasakura being able to break down his customer, provide them with a drink, and give words of comfort or give words of encouragement by providing them a drink with the story behind the drink. One of my favorite stories that they told was actually one of the most recent episodes with Yukari. She was going to get married immediately. She was going to get married just because she felt like she needed to, so she can have her grandmother, who is terminally ill, see her in a wedding dress. But she was kind of like rushing into it, and she was unsure if this was the right decision for her. Sasakura was able to, without even knowing the situation, he gave her a congratulatory drink, which is called the Alexander, and that was like a congratulatory drink for her. And then she came back with uncertainties whether she was doing the right thing or not. Sasakura also made the Alexander again, and actually providing the story behind the Alexander in terms of whether if, you know, it'll help her decision or not. And she realized like, yeah, maybe she shouldn't do this, because I think if anything, her grandma would probably worry a lot more. Even though Sasakura is the main character, he's kind of taken the forefront of like everything that's happening around him. He is the main focus of this anime, though it feels like the customers are the main characters because he's providing them a service to help open their eyes. And in a way, no matter who the customer is, whether if you relate to it or not, it just hits you differently, because whether if it's an emotional story or if it's just something that they're just trying to have someone get hired, I think it's relatable. I guess like it just feels real, and I think that's what this anime provides, like a real thing. It makes me want to find a bar like this, because we don't have bars where you could talk to a bartender like this, at least not to my knowledge around me. All the bars like around me are just for getting lit, turning up. We don't have that type of stuff here, so it gave me like a different view of like bartending. I like how it also makes you appreciate the person behind the counter, because not only is it pretty complicated most of the time to mix a drink properly, but you learn that every person has their own twist to the drink. You can ask them to make something for you, but no 2 drinks are the same. Every drink has a different face, meaning the bartender has a different twist of the drink. And I think that's why Sasakura is able to provide the glass of God, because he's able to look at his customer and just be like, this is exactly what you need. He's able to provide any service that they need to kind of relax and to just be there at the bar to open up their perspective of the situation that they're in. So I actually really like Glass of God Bartender. I think not a lot of people are talking about it. It's definitely a different anime than what most people would want to watch. Like, most people want to watch a high action, high adventure anime. Some people want to watch an overpowered isekai anime, or even like a love story. This is different. This is like alcohol slice of life. This is something that I really enjoy, and I think the animation and the character designs are just it's just something about it just feels so real to me. Let me know if you guys are watching Bartender Glass of God. Honestly, it's an anime that I'm really liking. It is something that I look forward to every week, just like all the other anime that I'm watching.